Hey everybody, this is Jake from the Trio Bow Show. Justin's out gambling somewhere, so I just found out that I'm reviewing Smackdown. This is going to be short because Smackdown was alright. It's a go home show, and we're probably going to do an over the limit preview show, hopefully sometime tomorrow, maybe. Who knows? Who knows if he'll even come back? He might wake up in a roadside ditch. Don't wake up in a roadside ditch. Get all state. So we start off with John Laurinaitis cutting this great heel promo, telling all the fans to go to hell and all that stuff. And Punk comes out, and him and Punk have this little altercation. Really nothing said of value, except for the fact that it happened has a little bit of value because Punk and Laurinaitis seem to still have a little bit there that they could pull something out of if Laurinaitis were to win against Cena and then carry it forward. So who knows what they're going to do there. But I mean, it starts off the show, not a bad note. We get a bunch of vignettes and stuff. I'm not going to talk about those. Then we got a tag match with Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Millions of dollars, millions of dollars, millions of dollars. My webcam sucks. Yep, millions of dollars versus the tag champs. Trouble in Little Jimmy's house. I don't know what they're called. Little Jimmy in Paradise. We'll call them that. But they ended up winning. You know, relatively clean, but it didn't look like Darren Young and Titus O'Neil didn't belong in the match, and that was something that you kind of don't get all that much when you have even with when it's Swagger and Ziggler, you kind of get a feeling that Swagger doesn't really belong in there. But these two guys felt like an actual legit tag team, so let's hope they do something with this. I don't know if they want to go face or heel with them yet. Vince loves making black guys heels, but they get over more as faces because there's more relatability. Who knows what they're going to do there? All I know is Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, they're climbing up the ladder of the Fave 5 tag teams by default and by the fact that they might be cooler than Hunico and Camacho. I'm not really sure. I love Camacho. I love Hunico. But they don't have millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. Then Damian Sandow comes out and talks about how he's above wrestling Yoshitatsu. If you've seen SmackDown before, he's done this before. And I kind of don't like the guy, which is really good because I'm not supposed to like the guy. He's supposed to be a heel. So props to Damian Sandow. I realized that afterwards. I was like, oh, I want to see that guy get beat up one of these days. Perfect. That's exactly what a heel needs to do. Don't have to be a little monster heel. He ended up beating up Yoshi and getting him with a little neckbreaker finisher. I mean, it was different. It's different. I can't complain. It was different. I like the towel robe thing. I do that all the time when I get out of the shower. So I'm heel when I get out of the shower. My hair's slicked back. Yeah. But Damian Sandow, the real question is, how far do you guys see Damian Sandow climbing up? Do you see him topping off mid card? I don't see him getting higher than the upper mid card. I don't ever see him being a main eventer. But if he ends up getting over as a heel enough, he might get into a couple main events. But he's not going to be higher than the IC title, and that's not a bad thing. There's what 5 people in the world who have a higher ranking on the card. I'm cool with that. It just shows they have something that's ready to be built up, and it's not just another monster heel. It's not just another squash match. It's a guy who uses different ways to get the same effect in the same amount of time. I kind of want to see his moveset too. So Damian Sandow, hate you, which is what I was supposed to do. Great heel, great heel. Then we got Daniel Bryan versus Zack Ryder, where Daniel Bryan ends up beating with the yes lock, and it was like 8 minutes long. Wasn't bad. Can't really complain. I like Zack Ryder. I like Daniel Bryan. I don't get what they're doing by piping in and out noise. Because you can see people in the stands going like this, and you don't hear the yes chants. See, like hundreds, the millions, and millions of people just yes, yes. I don't know. I'm excited to see what all happens this Sunday. We'll get over that more in our preview for the pay-per-view. But they made Ryder and the subsequent match, Kane, they made those two look viable, which is good when you have no build. You kind of have to do that, or else no one's going to tune into the pre-show. Zack Ryder, though, getting better. I'll give him that. And I really like watching Daniel Bryan because he's my boy. They're growing up the beard and support. Right now it looks like Randy Orton, but one day it will look like Daniel Bryan. And next up, Daniel Bryan moves to commentary, and we have Kane versus CM Punk. Match where Kane has entirely too much offense, but I don't know. That actually might not be a bad thing. It makes it look like Daniel Bryan can go in there and beat CM Punk, who doesn't look like a Super Cena, you know. So this could be something good. Cross my fingers, hold out for a good match there. The Daniel Bryan won with the Yes Lock, and Kane technically won because Daniel Bryan hit him with a chair, and then Kane beat the crap out of CM Punk. So CM Punk's going in weakened. So if they do switch the belts, won't be a bad thing. And then we get Santino versus Cody Rhodes in a oh crap, we have two belts. Make them look like they're kind of valuable. No. Santino won through roll up, and I don't know. I'm not a big Santino guy. I love doing this. But other than that, I don't. It's just there's something else that could be there that's not there, and it kind of is frustrating. Like if he had like the switch to where he just went bananas and it wasn't just the same little sequence where he does little splits and then ends with a cobra. But if he had that like switch that would flip and then he just started like uppercutting people, that'd be dope. Like, can you imagine Santino getting in that mode, uppercut, 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 and then hitting with the cobra? It'd be like Mortal Kombat. Anyways, Santino won via roll up there. They might fill this into the pay-per-view, probably because they have 4 matches and one of them cannot go more than 10 minutes because John Laurinaitis isn't an in-ring competitor. But what can you say? Luckily they have a face and a heel, or else this wouldn't be good. So, good, nice going there. And finally we had Orton versus Sheamus. Match went like 20 minutes, went back and forth a little while. 2 aren't bad in the ring together, but at the same time, they actually were pretty good. I'll give them that. And didn't really tell a story at all, except for the fact that these two don't like each other. Randy Orton might turn heel, which is the biggest draw from anything that happened tonight is Orton or Sheamus. One of those two might turn, which would be interesting to say the least. Sheamus turning not as much because that's where he should be. Orton, though, is more intriguing as a heel. He can get more of a response, I think. I don't know. He gets a big response, but I think he can get more of a critical response to people like us who would appreciate it more and be like, oh, yeah, he's working great as a heel. He's putting guys over, but at the same time, he's looking strong. Yeah. If he turns, give it a month, everyone will be back on the Orton bandwagon because nobody likes to like faces. People stopped liking CM Punk when he went face. There's a lot of people that still do like him, but people, the IWC, man. What can you do, though? Anyways, like this video, subscribe for our Over the Limit preview and review, and Justin's gambling stories if you were to make $1 million or go broke. Who knows? He's on his way to Vegas, Wendover, whatever it is. He's going to go gamble. I'm going to go watch his playoff basketball. Stay tuned for our preview, or Justin's preview, depending on what happens tomorrow. Who knows? We're busy dudes. Not really, but he might be in Wendover. Subscribe, though, for better videos than this.